It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it is showtime. Bam! Hey, the Geno Jones Show. What's happening, everybody? Make sure mic in the right place. Monday through Friday. Now, those are, wow. That's when 3 and 4 words, you know your brain moves so fast sometimes. Your mouth's got to catch up because you got like 3 or 4 or 5 things. So my normal start days and times are Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Chicago, about 5:31 right now. Out in LA, 3:31 in the afternoon. Tell everybody to subscribe. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Shout out to everybody that's been down from day one. I'm approaching my 4th year anniversary. So the first week in October. So the week of October, the first week in October. So I really want to do something at least for the entire week. Hopefully the entire month, a celebration. 4 years of the Geno Jones Show live, Monday through Friday. Unless we have something special, like I did last night. I'm going to talk about that and shout everybody in a minute. So subscribe, share, screen grab. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Like, binge watch all my back episodes. Like the show. And leave your comments. Leave your comments in the comments section. As a matter of fact, and if you're watching me live right now, please, right now, join the conversation. Jump in my chat room so we can have this conversation. So I'm starting my monologue. So I am expecting my guest, like a guest co-host today, former South Carolina State Representative. She's part of the Geno Jones Show family. Crystal Matthews, a.k.a. Nicole Spencer. That is her pen name. She's a novelist. So even Broken Crayon's Color. That is the name of her novel. So she is supposed to be my guest. As a matter of fact, she's already checked in, so I guess I should probably just send her a text and tell her and just say, hey, I love live TV. Because, you know, you can do this when you're on live TV, and you can just send a text and say, hey, we are live, L-I-V-E. Okay, so once again, everybody, subscribe, share, screen grab, like, binge watch all my back episodes. Please leave your comments and join the conversation. Start a conversation if you're watching me live right here in my chat room. So let me start off by President Joe Biden. Got something done today that your boy Orange Hitler claimed that he could do. He's like, if I wanted, I could get the hostages that's being held in prison in Russia. I could get them out today with a phone call. And President Biden said, well, if you could, you didn't do it. How about that? But guess who did do it? President Joe Biden got 4 U.S. citizens out of Russian jails, including a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, Evan Gershkovich. Pretty good, huh? Evan Gershkovich. And there was a Marine, Paul Whelan. And there was another guy. So 4 U.S. citizens out today. So shout out to President Biden and the Biden-Harris administration. Speaking of Vice President Kamala Harris, soon to be President-elect Kamala Harris, you got to name it and claim it. Like my grandmother said, Jeannie, name it and claim it. You got to speak it into existence. So soon to be President-elect Kamala Harris. There was a rally here last night. So let me shout out the women of the International Longshoremen's Association, the local chapter, the Union for the Longshoremen and Longshorewomen, local chapter 1422. Got a chance to meet the president, my brother's name, and it escapes me right now. But the women were standing 10 toes down last night. As a matter of fact, shout out to Yvette Flowers. She's the secretary and the treasurer for ILA Local 1422. Right here, they got the ILA Hall. That's downtown Charleston on Morrison Drive. So they had a huge rally and get out the they call it GOTV, get out to vote, and everything for Vice President, soon to be President-elect Kamala Harris. It was amazing. I was honored to host it. Shout out to a fellow colleague of mine. She works in radio here in the market, Reese G. Shout out to you, Reese. It's always fun, when we get a chance to, even though we're on different radio stations, none of that matters because we don't own that media. I own Geno Media, so that's how I get down. So anyway, Reese's good people. I've known her for years. So if y'all watching the show, you know Reese G. Tell her, say, man, Geno shouted you out on his TV show. So that's just how we get down. That's how I get down. And shout out, thank you to the South Carolina Democratic Party. Big shout out to Representative Wendell Gilliard, my man. He was in Quadjo Campbell, but Wendell he's the man. He was the engine that was in this car. The engine that really got this thing going, along with the women of the ILA, the International Longshoremen's Association, local chapter 1422. It was so cool. It was such an honor to work with you all last night. So shout out. So as a matter of fact, hopefully you all are watching me live right now. And if not, just watch me whenever you get a chance to. So that was really big. So I wanted to shout them out. So that's why there was no live show on Wednesday night because I was down there. But I'm back. I'm back. Speaking of back, she's back on the gold medal stand. So, okay, now if you're watching me live right now and you didn't see what happened because they had the all-around event for the women gymnast, the whole, the women's gymnastics, the all-around event happened today. They had the finals. So if you don't want to know, go la 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 la, or just I don't know, put your hands over your ears. Don't read my lips, or just I don't know. You can't really turn away. I don't want you to turn away. Just put your hands in your ears for about 20 seconds, starting now. Simone Biles, she did it again. Yes, another gold medal, back her 6th gold medal. She won the gold medal in the all-around event for women's gymnastics, and her teammate, Suni Lee. Suni Lee came in third. She got a bronze medal. So you had basically like 3 women of color, definitely two African American, and the silver medal went to an Afro-Latino sister over in Brazil. The sister's bad. As a matter of fact, she gave Simone, it was a battle because Simone was blowing folks out, but it was great competition. This sister, and her name escapes me, and I can see her name, Andrade. I think it's Andrade. That's her last name. But she's bad. But shout out once again, Simone Biles. The GOAT does it again, 27. She was dealing with some mental health challenges. She was developing something they called the twisties when she's up in the air, and she was kind of losing her sense of balance. So she stepped down. She basically said, look, I got to step back. In Tokyo in 2021, some people tried to drag her. How you like me now? I got my 6th gold medal. So you can talk all you want to here, but talk about this gold medal, number 6 that he just won. So shout out to you, Miss Simone Biles. I am so very proud of you. The men USA basketball beat the brakes, even though, shout out to South Sudan. They tried. They really did. I'm proud of the brothers. It's all part of the African diaspora, but it was a close game. So I knew that LeBron and Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis and Steph Curry and all of them, my man Jason Tatum, he got in the game. I knew that they was going to put that ass whooping on South Sudan because they really, they kind of took the foot off the gas because they could have beat them by 30. They won like by 19 points. But, I think South Sudan got within 10 points at one time, and then USA basketball, they just put that chokehold back on them. And there was one dude, this video went viral. So it was this one guy that tried to jump in front of LeBron and take a charge, and he got knocked on his ass. It was like, boom, LeBron was like, you too small. So that went viral. and videos of like a school bus running over a car, stuff like. I think they one had like a train, a commuter train that ran into like a car. So shout out to the women played today. I haven't seen any as of yet. I'm very confident that the USA women's basketball team, because they haven't lost in like forever. So I'm pretty confident they also won today as of what's about 6:42. So I don't know exactly. I don't know the score yet, but I'm confident they won. So we'll talk about it. We have fun on Friday. All right. So listen. While I wait on my hope to be, unless something happened, I got to talk about what happened yesterday with the National Association of Black Journalists. So this is an organization that's been around for decades. It consists primarily of journalists, reporters, news anchors, writers, radio, TV, print magazine. But like you have like entertainment news reporters, people like my man Kevin. What's Kevin? That's on Entertainment Tonight. What's Kevin's last name? It's not Kevin Saunders. It'll come to me. But brother Kevin, him and the sister that's on there. So that's basically who makes up the National Association of Black Journalists. In a lot of cities, your bigger markets like Chicago, New York, LA, they have local chapters also. So Ken Lemon is the president. So Ken Lemon, dude, I don't know what you were thinking about, man. And the board of directors. Was it about a check? Somebody cut a check to the NABJ? You know, I know if you go to their website, you look at the sponsors page, you see banners for like, I think Fox News is up there because you have one of the Fox News, and I use that term loosely because it's really the fake news. Fox News is fake. It's not even, it's a propaganda machine, but it's called Fox News, or really it should just call it Trump TV. Like Trump TV 1, then you got Newsmax and what News Nation. There should be like Orange Hitler, OHTV 1, OHTV 2, OHTV 3. Because they're all like Orange Hitler, Trump propaganda cable networks. So you had what's her name? Miss Faulkner. And shout out to Rachel Scott. So with actually 3 women journalists, and there was another young lady. I didn't get her name, but I know Rachel Scott is with ABC. She's, I think, a special correspondent for ABC News. So shout out to Rachel Scott. From the opening question, she didn't waste any time. She came with receipts, and she wanted answers for the way that Orange Hitler attacked black journalists. He told April Ryan, who at the time when he was in office, she was one of the White House reporters, that was her beat, told her to sit down. I was talking to her like she was a child. It's a grown-ass woman. He's called dumb, just enemies of the state. He's talked about him like a dog. April Ryan. My girl Joy Reid, Yamis Alcindor, talking about she was mean and asking mean questions and fake news. Said it to her face. Talked about them like Don Lemon. And just in general, the way he's just disrespected black media. So the way that Orange Hitler disrespected Rachel Scott yesterday, I just got to be honest with you. I'm not a journalist. All right, I'm a media personality, TV talk show host, radio personality, stand-up comedian, author, motivational speaker. But had I been on that panel, I don't know, the Secret Service, it might have been a problem. They might, I'm just saying, they may have, because I would have shut it down. Because there's no way what you would not do, Mr. Orange Hitler, you would not disrespect that talented, brilliant black woman who stood on her square. And he tried on Chitlin. He tried to get her off her square. He tried to move her. He tried to bait her. He was even so rude, she had turned and looked the other direction. She had a bottle of water on like this table. He had the nerve to put his grimy, grubby look hands on the water bottle and twisted the top on tighter and then put it back down. I said, dude, really? But I'm sure many of you all have seen the video by now. Well, first of all, I've never been such mean questions, and you didn't say like, well, hi, how you doing? No, we ain't friends and we ain't partners. All right? You are here to answer questions. You want black people to vote for you, but you said these horrible things about black people. You called African countries and countries on the continent of Africa led by black people shithole countries, your word. The racist birtherism. And then he went into this thing talking about Kamala Harris. All of a sudden she's black now. She was always basically saying that she was like Indian, and now all of a sudden she's black. Keep it up, please. Orange Hitler, Donald Trump, keep disrespecting black women. Because even white women are like, oh, your ass is, because you've already stripped, you made sure that you got a Supreme Court in place. You got all these MAGA judges on the Supreme Court that struck down Roe versus Wade. I threw it back to the states, but many of these southern states, they already had laws written waiting for the Supreme Court to basically say that the Supreme Court decision that said a woman's right to terminate a pregnancy was constitutional. When the Supreme Court got rid of that decision and allowed these Confederate states, these southern states that were part of the Confederacy, to go back to strip women of their reproductive freedom, you said, and you bragged about it. I'm the one that got rid of Roe versus Wade. You bragged about it until you realized it blew up in your face. And then because you assume people like don't have TV or cable, don't remember. Everybody ain't as absent-minded like your ass. You just think people forgot when they saw you multiple times on camera bragging, I'm the one that got rid of Roe versus Wade. So you think people forgot that? You think women forgot that? But the blatant disrespect. And for Ken Lemon, the president of the NABJ, for you all to let this con artist with this old tired ass act attention junkie who was in his feelings because Vice President Kamala Harris has taken over what they call the news cycles. It's like Kamala Harris, news about her, that was leading all the cable channels, online newspapers, broadcast news, even entertainment shows, everything. Late night talk shows, the jokes, everything. It's about Vice President Kamala Harris. And he was in his feelings. And the National Association of Black Journalists, Ken Lemon, I got to name check you. And the board of directors, you all played what you knew. That was intentional. He didn't even agree to come on. I think Harris Faulkner is the woman that's the news, and I use this term loosely in air quotes, news person at Fox, the cable news outlet. He said he wouldn't come on and do this unless Harris Faulkner, was on the panel. Because he knew she would basically kiss his ass and just, well, Mr. President, and then, when there was attempted assassination, and you're just basically trying to kiss up to him. But Rachel Scott was like, no. And with all the distractions, you're talking about, these questions, you're so mean and I'm being attacked, and I've done more than any other president beside Abraham Lincoln for black folks. First of all, Abraham Lincoln didn't do anything for black folks. Abraham Lincoln wanted to win the Civil War, which is why the only reason he freed our enslaved ancestors who were in, because you had our ancestors were not just enslaved in the South, in the Confederate States. They were enslaved in Union states like New York, New Jersey. Yes, they were enslaved, and our enslaved ancestors were in Union states too. So Lincoln freed our enslaved ancestors that were in the northern Union states to win the war. So don't get it twisted. Lincoln was not an he was not what they called an abolitionist. He wasn't against slavery, not at all. You can find that out for yourself. You don't even have to take my word for it. Google Abraham Lincoln, not an abolitionist. You see for yourself. Said it basically in his own words. Before the before the Civil War kind of got out of hand. So miss me with all. So he came on. As soon as his mouth opened, the lies were flying out. It was just like water out of a water hose. Just lies. But Rachel Scott was like, okay, so when you finish with this foolishness and distraction, because that's what it was, talking about the Vice President Harris, is she black now? Because she didn't identify being black. She didn't call herself black, which is bullshit and a lie. Because she always identified herself. I'm a black woman. Grew up in Oakland. Her mom, her daddy is African heritage. She Jamaican, immigrated to America. You do know that Jamaicans are black by way of the continent of Africa, just like we have African heritage. The only difference were they were dropped off on the island that we know as Jamaica. Our ancestors were dropped off the port right here. Half of all the enslaved ancestors that came to America came through this port right here in the Charleston Metro. So the majority of them actually went to Brazil. But all your islands, the Bahamas, got Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all these Caribbean islands. How you think you got all these people that look like me, or you, darker than me, my complexion, lighter than me, hair like mine? What he did, it was a distraction, attention junkie. He wanted to get back in front of the news. Because they weren't talking about him. The news, all the coverage, all the energy was about Vice President, soon to be President-elect Kamala Harris. And to his racist, sexist, misogynistic, patriarchy-filled white nationalist followers, he wanted to make a statement and show to them, I'll put these N-words in their place, especially these NBs. Because that's what they call them. They call us the N-word. So when you hear DEI, hear N-word, because that's exactly what they're saying. And women, N-word, B-word. So that was the statement, that was the energy he had. Oh, this NB, this N-word, B-word, you're not nice. You're going to talk to me like that? Like, who are you to not talk to that way? If you're going to come on and start lying. But the fact that the NABJ, you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You knew he was going to come on with this racist ass, sexist ass, misogynistic clown show. And you gave him a platform. And made sure, for whatever reason, that you didn't put any brothers up there that would have checked his ass, like Roland Martin. Like I said, the Secret Service would have had it. Listen, it might have been an incident. Because the minute, because when Rachel Scott asked her question, the second she stopped talking, was the second he started with the disrespect and the sexism and misogyny and racism. Would have been the second I would have stopped the conversation. This is over. This conversation, this interview is done. The Secret Service officers, we're done now. If you would like to escort your protectee, he can leave because this is over. It's done. There's no way he would have not got on that stage, disrespected Rachel Scott, disrespected all the black women on that panel, even the one that he planted there from Fox News, Miss Faulkner. I think Harris is her first name. Miss Faulkner. He disrespected all the black women in the audience. He disrespected all the black women watching. He disrespected all the black women in America. He disrespected all the black people by getting on there, basically giving those journalists and the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, giving them his ass to kiss. Just talking to them any kind of way. And you let him come on because you knew he wanted to get the viral moments, showing the MAGA cult, I'm putting these N-words and these NBs in their place. Because he had a website, there's a site called the Trump War Room. And in real time, you would see video clips of him saying all this ignorant, racist, sexist, all these lies. Well, Kamala Harris, she's black now. She never identified it. She never called herself black, which was a lie, which was BS from the jump. NABJ, you knew that. He wanted to come on. He wanted to have that confrontation to show he was putting these niggers in their place. And these nigger bees in their place. How dare they? This nigger bee thinks she can be president. He was making a statement to all them racist, sexist, misogynist MAGA cult members. And wanted to grab control of the news cycle to get back into the news. And you gave him exactly what he wanted, the platform. Because I'm sure he fundraised off that. He raised money to show them, we're not going to let these niggers take over. I'm still in control. This is how you put them in check. He wanted that. He wanted that opportunity to show his ass and to show that he was the racist, sexist pig that he's always been. And I could imagine all the racists and the misogynists were sitting there, probably, with a t-shirt with a belly hanging all out and pants, hanging off their ass, and, empty beer cans all around. Yeah, you tell them there. You tell them niggers, Donald. That's what he wanted. He wanted the confrontation. He wanted the chaos. He wanted, as they say in the news business, oh, this makes great TV. To him, that was great TV. Putting these uppity Negroes in their place. That's exactly what they were saying. They were saying it on social media and worse. These uppity N-words, these uppity N-word, B-words in their place. And worse than that. And that's what he wanted. And the National Association of Black Journalists, an organization to advocate for black journalists, to get opportunities that white journalists have always gotten. And then you get sideways with Vice President Kamala Harris and tell her that initially she couldn't come on via Zoom because she had already had events planned, because she didn't necessarily know that President Biden, regardless of what you all may say or think, she didn't know for certain that, and then there was no guarantee that if and when President Biden said that he would not run again, he would step down, that he was going to endorse. He didn't have to endorse his vice president. Didn't have to. But he did. So the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, led by a guy named Ken Lemon, you allow Orange Hitler, a man blatantly racist, basically came on with his new version of a birther attack. That racist birther attack was Barack Obama. Well, you know, he's really from Kenya. He wasn't born in Kansas, even though his mama was white from Kansas. He wasn't born in Kansas. He didn't grow up in Hawaii. I need to see a birth certificate. Well, actually, he was born, his birth certificate was from Hawaii. And the fact that President Obama felt compelled to show that, I'd have been, you can kiss my ass. Show me your birth certificate, partner. But that's why I couldn't, for a lot of reasons, I could never be president. Because it would not be good. So now he's starting that with Vice President Kamala Harris. Well, you know, she didn't call herself black before. All of a sudden she's calling herself black. No, dumbass. She's always called herself black. She grew up in Oakland. Her dad was black, Jamaican immigrant. She went to one of the most prominent HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities in America, Howard University, right there in Washington, D.C., where you were for 4 years. Not that far from where the White House was, partner. She is a member of the oldest African-American sorority, the very first African-American sorority, AKA sorority for black women. And you didn't know that. She didn't call herself black. Stop with the bullshit. Stop! Come on, people ain't stupid. Well, I take that back. We're not, some of us are, this is following you. But you just assume everybody's ignorant. Keep doing this. The more you disrespect women, but the more you disrespect black women, and the more you disrespect Kamala Harris and black women reporters like Rachel Scott and all the reporters, the black women reporters there, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, Donald. Orange Hitler. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. And I don't care. I don't care that you know. Man, don't put him up on game. No. Because you know what? It won't matter. Because his arrogance, his sense of white male privilege, I'm a billionaire, whatever. The more you do, the more you show your ass, and the more that you disrespect Vice President Kamala Harris, and the more you disrespect these black women journalists, and the more you disrespect black people and black women, you are sealing your fate. Because you are effing around and you are going to find out. I grew up in a house with 4 generations of women. My grandmother, my mother, my 2 sisters. Okay? Then Damaris, Boogie, and Allie. Now, the more you disrespect black women, the more you play, as my mother would say, don't play me short. Don't play me short. Don't play me cheap. Don't play me for a fool. The more you insult and assume that, black women are not smart, because I've heard some of your cult followers say, well, she isn't very smart. And the woman that said this, with her country new talking ass, could barely speak English. Not because she was from a foreign country, just because she was just some ignorant person with European ancestry. So the more you do stuff like that, I promise you, you are sealing your fate. Because you think folks turned out for President Biden in 2020, if you think folks turned out for President Obama in 2008, you're about to really F around and find out, partner. Yes. Because it's about to get real, and all the voter suppression laws and all these MAGA poll watchers and folks that you got working with these board of elections that you got in there, all the tricks, purging people off the roll. And if you're watching me now, make sure that you check your voter registration status. It's about check it now, but make sure you check it, because they are what they call purging. They're kicking hundreds of thousands of people off the voting rolls. They're going to pull out all the stops, all the tricks, because they're desperate. Because it's like the final throes of this white Christian nationalism and this patriarchy and misogyny and sexism. And it's like, the last throes is like a cornered animal. They're going to pull out all the stops. And President Biden, I'm sure that you got the FBI and the NSA, because they want the chaos. And the more it becomes clear that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be President-elect Kamala Harris, then the crazier it's going to get. So we all need to keep your head on the swivel. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. And I know the Vice President has her own Secret Service detail. Personally, if it was me, I'd say, okay, you trust these people? But I would be personally, I'd be hollering at some brothers in the nation. Because I'd have some of them brothers from they call FOI, Fruit of Islam. Yeah, Google FOI, Fruit of Islam. All right, they don't play. They do not play. So now I know she couldn't do that, because that would be a whole nother. But wouldn't that be? Oh, they love that story. And she got a Jewish husband, and you know how they say, the Nation of Islam and blah blah blah, and they're anti-Semitic. So that would just, the press would eat that up. How could she have, security from an organization that is anti-Semitic? They're not, but that's what they say anyway. And then she's married to a Jewish man. Oh, the media would love that. I would some brothers, just keep an eye on it. I would tell anybody. Hey, Brother Doug, the second gentleman, you gonna need some backup. I'm just saying, this is between me and you. You ain't gotta tell nobody, but I would, some back channels. Holler at me. I know some brothers with the nation. I can make that connection for you. I'm just saying, there's a backup. Secret Service, they've done a great job up to this point, but it's about to get really real, and I'm sure you understand that, okay? So I would have some extra backup. If it was me, I definitely have. It would be some FOI brothers, and they're gonna be dressed to the nines, suit, crisp white shirt, tie, suit. Tailor-made, custom, no nonsense. Well-groomed, posture, articulate, very few words, no emotion. That's me. That's me. But that's your wife. So you and her had a conversation, but you need to holler at the FOI. Mr. Doug Emhoff, I believe is your last name. All right, listen, let me get out of here. All right, I want to thank everybody for watching me live. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Yes, please leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you for watching, everybody. Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, unless there's something special going on. And when, on the rare occasion that there is no live show, remember, the Best of the Geno Jones Show is always available. Any back episode from nearly 4 years now all my great celebrity guests, entertainment guests, from Ronald Isley to R&B superstar Ledisi, Kenny Lattimore, Howard Hewitt, new R&B stars like my man October London, Roy Chip Anthony. Shout out to this new future R&B star named Listen, was my guest Tuesday. Go back and watch Tuesday night show. Listen has got a song with, as a matter of fact, I got to put that, you'll see that song tomorrow. Thank you for reminding myself. Thank you, self, for reminding myself. Listen, so, yeah, it's pronounced Listen, spelled L-I-Z, like zebra, L-I-Z-Z-E-N, but it's pronounced Listen, like listen to me. Listen. She's got a song with Keith Sweat. So all my celebrity guests, just I've had a lot of great guests. And all my monologues, any show from the last nearly 4 years. Just go to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. My goal is to get 1,000 new additional subscribers in the next 60 days. So thank you for spreading the word, everybody. I see the subscribers are growing every day, more and more subscribers, because I want to get that big YouTube. I want to get that Club Shay Shay bag, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp. I want to get that YouTube check. How about that? So I'm already a YouTube partner, but I'm going to the next level. So thank you for your help. A shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out and his work on Instagram, on IG. Kel B Cutting Up. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts. That's right here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. You see how fresh he keeps me. So if you want to get this fresh cut and fresh look, especially if you are here in, as we call it, the Low Country area, part of the Charleston, South Carolina metro, just go. But hey, you can fly in, drive in, check, because he's got like clients in Atlanta and Charlotte, around in this area, up in Columbia. Just go to Kel, K-E-L-B-E, C-U-T-T-I-N-U-P, Kel B Cutting Up. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check her and her Lexi Jones collection. Fashion designer, future superstar. LX.NCL underscores, that little dash behind that last L. LX.NCL underscore. And let me shout out Mr. Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist to the Geno Jones Show. Check out his Miglio di Mario collection. That is his signature line. You see a lot of my blazers, suits from the Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection. So Flyball, it is a line of clothing. He is the officially licensed apparel maker, clothier for the Negro Baseball League and the Negro Baseball League Hall of Fame. So Miglio di Mario Uomo, that's an Italian name, M-I-G-I-L-I-O-D-I, M-A-R-I-O-U-O-M-O, M-I-G-L-I-O-D-I, M-A-R-I-O-U-O-M-O. And Flyball, the store, spell it the way it sounds, FLYBALLTHESTORE.com. So the next live edition, so Friday, we like to make it fun, keep it funny, Fun Friday. So we'll kind of recap the week, but we'll have a lot of fun. No Keela Carson, big shout out to Key, big family reunion. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell Key, y'all need to be wherever y'all watch. I don't know what they got going on 6:30, but put me on like big video screen so I can shout. I'm going to shout them out. And shout out to everybody that's having family because this is the time of year, a lot of family reunions all across America. So if you're having a family reunion, if you're watching me, jump in the chat room on Friday. Let me know. I'll shout you and your family reunion out. Or if you're watching me in the barbershop or in a hair salon, I'm going to shout you out. I'll shout your salon out. If you're watching me at the airport, if you're sitting at a gate, I'll shout you out at your gate, wherever. Whatever you got going on. At your job, at home, I got you. Make sure you jump in that chat room and make sure you leave your comments in the comments section. I love you, and we'll see you live Friday. We don't call it Friday. Friday. Yeah, it'll be Friday. It'll be Friday live right here. The Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. 6:30. Ah, holla.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.